Imagine your life literally depends on a highly specific, totally unique drug. Now, imagine waking up tomorrow to find out the price just tripled overnight. Do you still buy it? Well, yeah, of course you do. You'd find a way, right? Because in that situation, you absolutely have no choice. But now, let's flip that. Imagine a completely different scenario. The price of a luxury Caribbean cruise suddenly triples. What do you do then? You're probably going to cancel the trip, maybe go camping instead, or honestly, just stay home and order takeout. These two completely opposing reactions perfectly capture the foundation of what we're breaking down today. By the end of this explainer, you're going to completely understand the extreme polar limits of elasticity, the math behind constant unitary curves, and exactly how to apply these concepts to real-world market behavior. Let's get right into it. Section 1. The extremes of elasticity. Let's dive right into the two polar opposites of how markets respond to price changes. In economics, elasticity measures responsiveness. But what actually happens when we push that responsiveness to the absolute extreme limits? We can clearly contrast these two polar cases. On one side, we have the zero extreme. Think of absolute bare minimum necessities or incredibly rare goods like apartments that face Central Park. And then on the exact opposite side, we have the infinite extreme. Luxuries or super common goods that have readily available inputs. We're talking about things like your average slice of pizza or a standard number 2 pencil. Let's break down that first extreme. We call this zero extreme perfect inelasticity. Perfect inelasticity means a percentage change in price, no matter how ridiculously huge it is, results in absolutely zero change in the quantity demanded or supplied. If you were to map this out on a graph, it forms what basically looks like a vertical brick wall. Consumers, or producers, are just completely unresponsive to any price hikes or price drops. And listen, this vertical line isn't just some theoretical concept. It happens in reality all the time. Think about necessities that have absolutely no close substitutes. Life-saving drugs like we just talked about, or basic gasoline for commuters who literally have no other way to get to work. They just have to pay up. On the supply side, it applies to goods with extremely limited inputs. There's only a finite amount of housing available directly facing Central Park in New York City, and there are only so many diamond rings that can be produced. Doesn't matter how high the price skyrockets, you can't magically manufacture more prime Central Park frontage. Okay, wait, this is important. Let's do a quick check to make sure you're totally with me here. Which type of elasticity gives us that perfectly vertical line on a graph? Take a quick second to think about it. Got it? That's right, it's zero elasticity, also known as perfect inelasticity. Lock that vertical brick wall image in your mind. Moving on to the exact opposite extreme, we have perfect elasticity. This is a wild scenario where quantity changes by an infinite amount in response to literally any change in price whatsoever. If you map this out, it's represented by a completely flat, horizontal plane. The quantity supplied or demanded is infinitely responsive to the tiniest price shifts. You're going to see these highly elastic horizontal curves with luxury items that take up a really large chunk of your income, or goods with readily available inputs where production can easily be expanded. Think about those Caribbean cruises or luxury sports vehicles. If the price goes up even a little bit, demand might completely vanish because consumers will just swap it out for a different vacation or a much cheaper car. On the supply side, things like pizza, bread, and pencils have very accessible inputs. If the price the market is willing to pay drops below a certain point, suppliers might just instantly stop making them and switch the production lines over to something else entirely. Before we jump to the middle ground, let's test yourself again. If you see a perfectly horizontal line on the graph, what does that actually mean for quantity when the price budges even a tiny fraction? It means an infinite shift. Even the smallest micro change in price causes the quantity demanded or supplied to rocket from zero to infinite. Crazy, right? Section 2, constant unitary elasticity. Now that we deeply understand the vertical brick wall of zero elasticity and that horizontal flat plane of infinite elasticity, we can look at this fascinating mathematically perfect middle ground. Constant unitary elasticity occurs when a price change of exactly 1% results in exactly a quantity change of 1%. It is a perfect identical 1-to-1 ratio. Let's make this a whole lot easier with a real example using the midpoint method. Say we see a price drop of 66.7%, which perfectly matches a quantity increase of 66.7%. But here is where you really need to pay close attention. Look at the absolute dollar amounts. The first drop to achieve a 66.7% change might be an $8 drop. But the very next time you drop the price by that same 66.7%, it's only a $4 drop. And then the next time, it's just a $2 drop. Because those absolute price drops shrink and get smaller as you step down the price scale, a demand curve with constant unitary elasticity simply cannot be a straight line. It physically wouldn't work. It moves from a steeper slope on the upper left to a much flatter slope on the lower right. So the constant unitary demand curve is inherently a curved shape overall. It's like a sliding board that levels out at the bottom. Now, you might be looking at this and thinking of a really great question. In fact, this is one of the most common points of confusion for students. Why on earth is the unitary demand curve a curve, but the unitary supply curve is a perfectly straight line? The reason is entirely hidden in the math of the supply side. Think about it. As you move up the supply curve, let's say you take equal absolute steps, like jumping up by a quantity of 30 or doing a price jump of $1.50 each time. Because you're continuously climbing up the scale, your starting numbers are naturally getting larger. In our calculation, this means your denominator is constantly expanding. And because that denominator gets larger, the actual percentage steps decrease identically for both price and quantity. They go from 28.6% down to 22.2% and then down to 18.2%. And so the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. Because the percentage increases on the horizontal quantity axis exactly match the percentage price increases on the vertical axis at every single point, even though those actual percentages are getting smaller and smaller, this expanding denominator effect creates a perfectly straight line. And it's not just any random straight line, it's a straight line reaching directly up from the origin. Section 3, Summary and Final Thought. Before we wrap up this explainer, let's quickly summarize the essential key points you absolutely need to lock in. We've covered the absolute limits and the perfect middle. Zero elasticity means a vertical, completely unresponsive brick wall. Infinite elasticity means a horizontal, ultra-responsive plane. And constant unitary elasticity, that's our mathematical sweet spot, where a 1% change in price perfectly equals a 1% change in quantity. I'm going to leave you with this real-world problem to ponder before our next explainer. If you were running a business and through some intense market research, you discovered your product's demand curve was a perfectly vertical line, how would that completely change the way you set your prices? Think about the incredible pricing power that gives you and what kind of absolutely unique necessity you must be selling to have that kind of leverage. Keep questioning the